Your footsteps echo gently against the slick cobblestones. Rainwater trickles in tiny streams along the edges, gathering into puddles that shimmer with reflections of lantern light. A soft breeze stirs the hanging vines that drape across the path like curtains, brushing your shoulders as you move through them. The alley opens into a courtyard, hidden and round, surrounded by ivy-covered walls. In the center stands an old fountain, its basin cracked, its stone figures worn smooth by time. And yet a single stream of water still flows, gentle and steady, falling with a delicate splash that blends with the rhythm of the rain. You pause for a moment, your hand brushing the cool stone of the fountain's edge. There's a kind of hush here, a quiet meant only for you. You take a breath, deep and slow, and feel the air fill your lungs with calm. Beyond the courtyard, the village stretches further, inviting you on. You follow the path, now curving slightly uphill. Each step carries you past broken gates, rusted hinges, and doors with peeling paint, each one a silent witness to lives once lived here. You pass a small chapel, its bell tower rising just above the rooftops. The door is open. Inside, candles flicker in iron sconces, casting long shadows across the wooden pews. You step in for a moment, just to listen. There's no voice, no sermon, just silence, soft, warm, sacred. And when you step back out, the rain greets you again, gentle, patient, like an old friend waiting at the door. You keep walking. The path leads you now into the oldest part of the village. Here, the cobblestones are worn smooth, and the buildings seem stitched into the earth itself. A massive oak tree grows in the middle of the lane, its branches stretching wide, its bark silvered by moonlight and mist. You walk beneath it, and the sound of the rain changes, becomes quieter, almost musical as it falls through the canopy of leaves above. Farther ahead, you see the outline of what might have once been a market square. Empty stalls still stand, their wooden frames draped in faded cloth. A rusted sign swings in the breeze, and though no one is here, you can almost hear the echo of voices, gentle laughter, the clink of glasses, the soft hum of life long past. You linger. Then slowly you walk on. Every turn, every step draws you deeper into a dream. The rain falls on your shoulders like a blanket. The village holds you like a memory, and your walk continues softly, endlessly, through the quiet heart of a place the world forgot, but you have now remembered. You take another step forward, and the sound of your shoes against the damp stone blends with the soft hush of rain. The path narrows again, curving gently toward the edge of the village, where the houses grow farther apart and nature begins to take over. On your left, You pass a weathered cottage with a thatched roof, almost swallowed by ivy and wild roses. Its windows are fogged, but a faint flicker of candlelight glows inside, as if someone or something is still awake, still waiting. You don't knock. You simply nod as you pass, offering a quiet respect to whatever spirit keeps this place. Ahead, a row of willow trees lines the road, their branches low and sweeping. You lift one carefully as you pass beneath its wet leaves, brushing your arm like a farewell gesture. And then the path opens. Now you're at the farthest edge of the forgotten village. Behind you, rooftops, chimneys, lanterns glowing in the mist. Before you, a narrow wooden bridge crossing a stream, and beyond it, a forest of silver-barked trees rising through the mist like tall, ancient sentinels. The rain softens even more here, falling through the leaves in delicate rhythms like distant wind chimes. You cross the bridge slowly, your hand trailing along the wet wood of the railing, and pause in the middle to look down. The stream beneath is crystal clear, flowing gently over smooth stones and fallen leaves. It hums like a lullaby, calm and slow. Once across the forest path welcomes you with soft earth beneath your feet. The lanterns from the village are gone now, replaced by the cool glow of moonlight breaking through the canopy above. It spills in silver pools on the mossy ground. Everything is quieter here. Even the rain feels like a whisper. You walk between tall trees whose trunks twist slightly as if leaning in to listen. Ferns curl softly at the base of ancient roots. Mushrooms glow faintly along the sides of fallen logs. You notice the details, the tiny movements of insects, the shimmer of raindrops on spider webs, the warm scent of wet bark and fresh earth. There's no rush here, no destination. Only the rhythm of walking, the stillness of your breath, and the peace that unfolds when you let yourself be part of the world instead of chasing ahead of it. Eventually, you find a small wooden bench carved into the base of an old tree. It's dry beneath the overhanging roots, protected like a secret space. You sit, letting the sounds surround you. The stream behind, the trees above, the rain all around. You close your eyes for a moment, and time slows even more. Here, in this deep stillness, your thoughts soften. The weight you've been carrying all day, maybe all week, begins to lift. And something inside you finally exhales. But this journey isn't over. When you're ready, the path continues, winding gently deeper into the forest with more to discover and more peace to carry with you. You decide to stay seated a while longer and let the stillness wrap around you like a soft blanket. The bench, though old, is smooth and cool beneath you, carved from the fallen trunk of a tree that must have stood for centuries. Its surface holds the memory of time, rings within rings shaped by wind, rain, and quiet seasons. You lean back slightly, resting against the curve of the roots behind you, and let your gaze drift slowly, gently across the scene before you. The forest is alive, not loud, not urgent, but full of quiet motion. Raindrops fall from the leaves above, hitting the ground in soft, random rhythms. Tiny puddles catch the moonlight, shimmering like small mirrors set into the earth. You watch one drop, then another, and then another. There's something soothing in their pattern, something ancient, as if the forest is speaking in a language without words. Just beyond the path, you notice a pair of foxes, small with rust-colored fur, nearly blending into the forest floor. One is curled up, resting beneath a fern. The other looks at you calmly, ears twitching, before disappearing silently into the mist. They're not afraid. You're part of this place now. The moss beneath the trees glows faintly green in the moonlight, thick and soft, like a carpet laid out just for you. You see tiny flowers tucked between stones, pale blue, almost white, closed for the night, but still swaying gently in the breeze. And then you hear it, not far away, a soft chime, delicate, metallic.
Almost like wind playing across an old set of bells hanging from a tree branch. It rings once, then fades, a sound so light it could have been imagined, but you felt it, not just in your ears, but in your chest. A small vibration, like your heart syncing with the rhythm of the forest. You look up through the canopy, and between the drifting mist and silver leaves, you catch a glimpse of stars. Not many, just a few, but bright like quiet eyes watching over the world. You breathe in again, deep and slow. The air smells of wet pine, rich earth, and something faintly sweet, perhaps the blossoms of a tree nearby, hidden in the dark. Here, sitting beneath this tree, you realize you're not alone. Not in a way that feels crowded, but in a way that feels held, like the world knows you're here.
Some of the trunks have patterns, spirals, runes, shapes like stars. Not carved, but grown. As if the forest itself was painted by something more ancient than time. A soft light glows in the distance. Not a lantern, not the moon. Something else. Floating. A cluster of tiny golden orbs hovering above the path, swaying like fireflies dancing in a slow, gentle rhythm. You reach out your hand. One of the orbs drifts toward you, hovering just above your palm. It emits no heat, but you feel something, a calm, tingling warmth in your chest. A feeling of being seen, welcomed, trusted. Then, like a whisper, it lifts, joining the others, and they begin to drift forward, down the path, as if guiding you. You follow. The deeper you go, the more the village behind fades, not just in sight, but in memory. What remains is this feeling of wonder, of discovery, of belonging. You pass beneath a tall arch made of twisted branches weaved together by vines that bloom with pale lavender flowers, each one shimmering softly in the dark. As you pass under, the air changes, cooler, thinner, and laced with a faint melody. Music with no clear source, as if the leaves themselves are singing. Then you see it. A clearing, wide, round, and glowing with soft blue light from stones embedded in the ground. At its center, a fountain, ancient and moss-covered, bubbling with water that glows like starlight. Around it are stone benches and smooth rocks, some with runes etched into their surface, others wrapped in soft ivy and tiny blooming lights. You step closer. The fountain's water sounds like a lullaby, each ripple carrying a tone, a note, a memory. You close your eyes for a moment, and images float gently through your mind. A child's laughter, a warm fire, a hand held in the rain. Moments you remember, and some you don't, as if the forest is showing you what peace truly feels like. When you open your eyes again, the golden orbs are circling the clearing, then slowly drifting off into another path beyond. An invitation. There's more ahead. And somehow, you know, whatever lies forward is meant for you. You smile softly and continue walking. You take one last look at the glowing fountain, its soft music still playing gently in the back of your mind, and then your feet begin to move again, slowly, quietly, following the golden orbs as they drift beyond the clearing. The path ahead narrows, but it doesn't feel constricting, more like a secret corridor meant only for those who've been gently invited. The trees here are unlike any you've seen before. Their trunks are tall and silken,
reflecting hues of blue, violet, and silver. The leaves above rustle in an unseen breeze, producing a sound like distant ocean waves. The canopy shifts as you walk, casting intricate shadows on the mossy ground that seem to move, not randomly, but in patterns, telling stories in light and dark. You walk beneath the boughs, and suddenly the forest floor opens into a glen, wide and round, bathed in moonlight. In the center of the glen floats a tree, not growing from the ground but floating gently above it, its roots curled inward like a sleeping creature, glowing softly with light pulsing through its core. The tree's bark is white gold, its leaves translucent, shimmering like crystal in rain. Each one catches the light and sings a single note, a quiet harmony of 1,000 tiny voices, forming a lullaby too ancient for words. You take a step closer, and the air becomes thick with memory. Not yours, but the memory of the forest itself. You see visions flicker in the air. A time when this village was alive, laughter echoing through its narrow streets, people gathering under lantern-lit archways, dancing in celebration beneath the floating tree. A boy chasing a paper kite, a mother smiling as she hangs herbs to dry, lovers carving initials into the stone walls. Then silence, the village forgotten, but not gone. You look up. The tree hums gently, not asking anything of you, just being, offering rest, sanctuary, stillness. You lie down beneath it, letting the soft moss cradle your back and the sky above greet your eyes. The stars have come out in full now, not just pinpricks, but wide rivers of light flowing across the heavens, the kind of stars you almost forgot existed.
The kind that don't just shine, they watch, they remember. Above, the leaves of the floating tree shimmer with your breath. Inhale and they pulse with soft gold. Exhale and they glow blue, as if the tree is breathing with you, matching your rhythm, grounding you in this perfect, peaceful now. Time loses its grip. The golden orbs have floated to the edge of the glen, patiently waiting. You rise again, without rush, without effort. You follow them, past the tree, past the last memory of the old village. Now the path winds into a new part of the forest. The trees here arch together overhead, forming a glowing tunnel of soft light and petals that fall like snow. You brush your hand along the trunks. They're warm, almost velvety. The petals that land on your shoulders melt into light.
Not wet, not cold, just pure. Like a memory
letting go. As you walk, the forest begins to change again. You hear a soft trickling, a brook, perhaps. You follow the sound, and soon you find it. A stream that glows with moonlight, flowing slowly between stones that look like polished obsidian. On the other side of the water, you see a gate. It's carved from wood and silver, etched with symbols that softly rearrange as you watch, like a dream reshaping itself. The orbs float to the gate and pause, waiting for your choice. You can walk through it into something new, something perhaps forgotten even by the stars themselves. Or you can stay here, by the floating tree, in this quiet sanctuary where time and worry cannot reach. But no matter your path, you feel this. You are safe. You are welcome. You are exactly where you need to be. The night holds you now. The rain still falls softly in the distance. The earth hums beneath your feet. And far above, the stars keep watch. You take a deep breath, feeling the crisp, cool air fill your lungs, and with calm certainty, you step forward toward the silver-carved gate. The glowing orbs gently part like old friends, welcoming you through the threshold. As you pass beneath the arch, a subtle warmth embraces you, like the gentle touch of sunlight after a long winter. On the other side, the world shifts once more. The trees thin, revealing a wide meadow bathed in twilight hues. Lavender, deep indigo, and soft rose blending seamlessly as if the sky itself were painted by an unseen hand. The grass beneath your feet is thick and lush, dotted with wildflowers that sway slightly in a breeze you can feel but not hear. It is quiet here, but not empty. Ahead, you see shapes moving slowly, figures cloaked in flowing fabrics that shimmer like moonlight on water. They do not startle at your arrival. Instead, they nod in greeting, their eyes warm and welcoming. Each figure carries a lantern, but unlike the blue lanterns in the village, these glow with an amber fire that casts flickering shadows around them. You follow the figures as they move toward the heart of the meadow, where an ancient stone circle stands tall. Moss covers the stones, but their carvings are clear, a language older than any you know, full of spirals, stars, and crescents. The amber light from the lanterns dances on the stone's surfaces, illuminating the hidden meanings. The figures begin to chant softly, their voices weaving together into a melody that resonates deep inside you. It is neither sad nor joyous, but filled with a solemn grace, as if honoring a truth beyond words. You feel your heart slow, your mind clearing, each breath a pulse in the ancient rhythm. One of the figures steps forward, offering you a small, smooth stone that glows faintly with inner light. You accept it without hesitation. Holding it in your palm, you feel a connection, roots of the earth, the pull of the stars, the flow of water in the stream behind you. It is a reminder that even forgotten places hold power, and within you lies that same quiet strength.
The chanting fades, and the figures slowly dissolve into the mist that rises from the meadow, leaving you alone with the stone in your hand and the vast sky above. You look upward, stars bright and steady, watching and waiting. The stone warms your hand and then gently fades to coolness, as if passing its gift on to you. You tuck it safely into your pocket and turn back the way you came. The journey home feels different now. The village, the forest, the stones, they are not merely places, but parts of you. Every step forward is steady and sure. The mist curls around your ankles, and the rain begins again, a soft patter like whispered encouragement.
As you reach the edge of the forgotten village once more, the lanterns flicker gently, and the buildings stand taller, restored somehow, not in physical form, but in spirit. You see signs of life returning. A window cracked open, a vine blooming anew, the faint scent of wood smoke. You know that this walk is ending, but the calm and the strength will remain, rooted deep inside you, like the ancient trees and the glowing stones. The night is still wide and waiting, but you are ready to rest. Your breath slows, your mind quiets, and your body sinks softly into the embrace of sleep, deep, peaceful, and steady. Tomorrow, the world will be waiting, but tonight, you have found your way through the forgotten village, and you are whole. Good night.